Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first annual Seniors versus Underclassmen Academic Challenge match of the Montverde Academy academic team. First, we would like to introduce our senior team.
Jessica Thompson.
I'm Claire Xiong.
Brian Donnelly.
Kayla Mason.
And now our underclassmen team.
Adam Dunn, Jr.
Dylan Tyre, freshman.
Hans Hanley, grade 10.
Brandon Pownell, grade 11.
We will begin with the toss-up round in which questions will be asked that will be worth 10 points each. Any one of our contestants can buzz in at any time that they know the answer. In the event that they are incorrect before the question is fully read, there will be a 5-point penalty assessed to their team. We will begin with question number 1. The number of worlds in Niflheim, the number of Earths in Scandinavian mythology, the number of days Deucalion's ark floated, the number of rivers in hell, as well as the number of circles of hell, the number of spheres in the early Ptolemaic system of astronomy. The club's card of this number is known as the Curse of Scotland. Identify this number, the number of muses, and the number...
7.
Underclassmen.
7.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. That is a -5 penalty. The number of muses and the number of lives that a cat has. Seniors.
9.
9 is the correct answer. Seniors are awarded 10 points. Toss-up number 2. Pencil and paper ready.
You're on the team.
You will have 10 seconds to answer this math question. A standard home plate is a pentagon with 3 right angles, but the ones at the discount store have only 2. 2 of their other angles measure 140 degrees each, so the remaining angle will be smaller than it should be. Knowing that the total measure of the internal angles of a pentagon is 540, find the measure in degrees for the 5th angle. Underclassmen.
80 degrees.
80 degrees is correct. The underclassmen are awarded 10.
All right, you made up for it.
Toss-up number 3. The practical aspects of this study are based on using the presence of different fossils to date particular rock strata and to identify rocks that were laid down under particular conditions. In geology, what is the study of ancient life that encompasses the structure of ancient organisms and their environment, evolution, and ecology as revealed by their fossils? Underclassmen.
Paleontology.
That is correct. Good for 10. Toss-up number 4. Its name in Urdu means pure land, and it is a federal republic comprising 4 provinces: Sindh, Punjab, Northwest Frontier Province, and Baluchistan. What nation in southern Asia stretches from the Himalayas to the Arabian Sea? Underclassmen.
Pakistan.
That is a correct answer. Good for 10 points. Toss-up number 5. This amendment to the United States Constitution was ratified on July the 1st, 1971, and gives citizens the right to vote who are 18 years of age or older. Underclassmen?
26.
26th Amendment is correct. Good for 10 points. Toss-up number 6. This organ, although it is officially a gland, is made up of lobules, which are made up of hepatocytes. Its main glandular function...
Liver.
Underclassmen?
Liver.
Liver is correct. Toss-up number 7. After taking the oath of office, he said, "I feel as though the moon and all the stars and all the planets have fallen upon me. Please, boys, give me your prayers. I need them very much." Like his distant relative John Tyler, who was the first, he became the 7th vice president to become president by succession. He fought in World War I in France and married his childhood sweetheart, Bess Wallace. Seniors.
Harry S. Truman.
Harry S. Truman is correct. Good for 10. Toss-up 8. This American novelist and short story writer's works deal romantically with elemental struggles for survival. He complete...
Jack London.
Seniors.
Jack London.
Jack London is correct. Good for 10. Toss-up number 9. Andrew of Winetown placed him between 1283 and 1285 in the reign of Edward I. Walter Bauer put him in 1266 in the time of Henry III, while their fellow historian and not the former Prime Minister John Major placed him in the 1190s during the time of Richard the Lionhearted. People such as Sir Walter Scott in Ivanhoe picked up on Major's work by accepting his dating for what denizen of Sherwood Forest? Underclassmen.
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood is correct, good for 10. Toss-up number 10. It is thought to have originated in Iran in the 6th century BC. It then was exported to Central Asia, where it became known as buzkashi. At that point, it is still involved in animal carcass as the playing piece. From there it went to China, Japan, and India, where the British picked it up and refined it. This game is divided into 7-minute chukkers, being played with 4 to 4.5 foot mallets. Name this sport played on horseback. Underclassmen.
Polo.
Polo is correct, good for 10. Toss-up number 11. Derived from the Swedish language meaning heavy stone, it has the highest melting point of any metal and is added to steel to make it harder, stronger, and more elastic. Its salts are used in the paint and tanning industries, and it is used to manufacture high-speed cutting tools, electrical elements, and thermionic couplings. What is the hard, heavy, gray-white metallic element whose atomic number is 74 and has chemical symbol W? Time. The correct answer is tungsten.
Oh my god.
The W standing for wolfram.
W.
Toss-up number 12. A playwright, critic, and social reformer, he was known for his outspokenness and barbed humor. Among his famous plays were Major Barbara, Caesar and Cleopatra. Seniors.
George Bernard Shaw.
That is correct. Good for 10. And that ends our first toss-up round. We now go to the team round. Hello, we are back again for the team round. Before we begin this team round, I would like for the underclassmen who have just joined the underclassmen team to introduce themselves.
I'm Lu Jiazhang. Luke. I'm from junior class.
I'm Skylar Knight, grade 9.
Okay, we're ready to begin with the team round. The team that is behind, which happens to be the senior team with 40 points, we will have 3 categories of questions from which there are 10 questions each. And you will be choosing one of the 3 categories. The categories are, begins with the letter A, American landmarks, famous Americans from the 19th century.
Famous Americans from the 19th century.
Okay. Now, in this round, only the seniors will have a chance to answer all 10 questions first. The underclassmen will need to be prepared in case they know some of these answers and can respond after the seniors have had a try at answering. We begin with your first question, famous Americans from the 19th century. Question number 1. In 1839, this inventor developed the process known as vulcanizing, by which rubber is permanently toughened by heating it under pressure with sulfur. You have 5 seconds to confirm. Answer, Captain?
No answer.
Bounce back?
Firestone.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. The correct answer is Goodyear.
Goodyear.
Charles Goodyear.
Close.
Question number 2. A pioneer in the movement for specialized treatment of the insane. She influenced the founding of state hospitals for the insane in the United States, Canada, and Europe. Who was this American social reformer who also did notable work in penology? Answer, Captain?
No answer.
Bounce back?
Clara Barton.
No, I'm sorry, it's Dorothea Dix, D-I-X. Question number 3. Nicknamed the Pathfinder, He surveyed much of the territory between the Mississippi River and the coast of California, and his enthusiastic reports of his western explorations created wide interest in the West. He also wanted to establish an overland route east to west across the continent. In the 1850s, he became a United States Senator from California, and in 1856 was the Republican candidate for President of the United States, only to lose to James Buchanan. Who was this American explorer, soldier, and politician? Answer, Captain. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Bounce back.
Paul.
No, I'm sorry. The answer is Fremont. John C. Fremont. We go to question number 4. After arriving to the United States in 1803, he began extensive ornithological observations that would lead to the publication of his bird drawings and paintings, such as his work, The Birds of America. A national society named for him that studies and protects birds were begun in 1866. Who was this U.S. naturalist and artist?
Do you know any of these people?
Answer, Captain.
No answer.
Bounce back.
Muir.
No, it is John J. Audubon from the Audubon Society. Question number 5. He published a mock heroic history of New York in 1809, supposedly written by the Dutchman Diedrich Knickerbocker. In 1815, he went to England where he published the sketchbook of Geoffrey Crayon, which contained such stories as Rip Van Winkle and the Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Who was this American essayist and short story writer?
Washington Irving.
That is correct. Good for 10 points. Question number 6. Following service against Native Americans in the Old Northwest, he was governor of the Indiana Territory and was victorious in the Battle of Tippecanoe. In the War of 1812, he recaptured Detroit from the British and defeated a combined force of British and Native Americans in the Battle of the Thames in 1813. After becoming a congressman and senator from Ohio, he went on to become our 9th president. Who was he? Answer, Captain.
Adams.
No, I'm sorry. Underclassmen, bounce back.
Andrew Jackson.
No, it was William Henry Harrison. Question number 7. He was the commander of the expedition of 1853 that reopened communication between Japan and the outside world after 250 years of isolation. Evident military superiority enabled him to negotiate the Treaty of Kanagawa in 1854, giving the United States trading rights with Japan. Who was this American naval commander?
Perry.
Yes, Matthew Perry is correct. Good for 10 points. Question number 8. Educated by her father, she was also influenced by her friends Emerson and Thoreau. She received notice for Hospital Sketches, a collection of letters written while she was a Civil War nurse. She achieved fame, however, with her novel Little Women, a largely autobiographical novel for young people that portrays Victorian American family life. Who was this American writer?
Alcott.
Yes, Louisa May Alcott, good for 10 points. Question number 9. Called the Angel of the Battlefield, she set up a supply service during the Civil War, was a nurse in army camps, and led searches for the missing. After working behind the lines for the International Red Cross in the Franco-Prussian War, she organized the American Red Cross in 1881. Who was this American humanitarian?
Barton.
Yes, Clara Barton, good for 10 points. Your final question of this round. A hero of the War of 1812, he also served the United States as a peacemaker in the Caroline Affair and the Aroostook War. Appointed Supreme Commander of the United States Army in the Mexican War, he led the Southern Expedition in a triumphant campaign from Veracruz to Mexico City, which confirmed him as a daring strategist and bold fighter. In 1852, he ran for president as the Whig candidate, but lost to Franklin Pierce. Who was this American general? Answer, Captain.
No answer.
Bounce back, underclassmen.
Taylor.
No, I'm sorry, it was Winfield Scott.
Winfield Scott. God.
Now we go to the underclassmen to choose from the remaining categories, which are, begins with the letter A, and American landmarks.
A.
Okay? All of these questions will begin with, all the answers will begin with the letter A. Question number 1. Adam and Dennis are servants. Audrey is a country wench. Corinne and Sylvius are shepherds, while Sir Oliver Martext is a vicar. Lillian Hellman used the location of Act 3, Scene 5 to title one of her most famous plays. Other characters include Celia, Phoebe, Jacques, and Touchstone. Name the Shakespearean play dealing with Rosalind and two brothers named Oliver and Orlando. Answer, Captain.
No answer.
I'm sorry. Seniors, bounce back.
Midsummer Night's Dream.
No, I'm sorry. Your answer would begin with the letter A. It's As You Like It.
As you like.
Somebody is not smart here.
Number 2. There is a legend that as a child he smashed all of the idols in his father's store except one, which he blamed for the destruction. As a result, he was put into flame, but emerged unharmed. Later in life, this biblical character was sent to Egypt, rescued his nephew from 5 tribal kings, and has a child by Ruma, his lesser-known consort. Also famous is his covenant between the parts and the banishment of his first wife, Hagar.
Abraham.
Identify this native of Ur, who via his sons Ishmael and Isaac comes to be the source of 2 of the major world religions.
Abraham.
That is correct. Good for 10. Question number 3. The 5 regular polyhedra are called the Platonic solids after Plato, but the semi-regular polyhedra have been named after another Greek. This man also requested that a cylinder circumscribing a spear be inscribed on his tomb. Name this defender of Syracuse who is best known for shouting Eureka in the nude.
Archimedes.
That is correct. Good for 10. Question number 4. Although his parents held him prisoner for a year to prevent him from entering the church, he escaped and was sent to Cologne, where he was nicknamed the Dumb Ox by his classmates. He went to Paris in 1252, where he wrote a commentary on the sentences of Peter Lombard, and returned to Italy 7 years later, where he made his name with the Summa Contra Gentiles. Name the scholastic philosopher known as the Angelic Doctor, best known for his unfinished masterpiece, the Summa Theologica. Answer, Captain.
Arius.
No, I'm sorry. Bounce back, seniors.
No clue.
It is Sir Thomas Aquinas. Question number 5. At the beginning of his journey, he saw the ghost of his first wife, who urged him to flee the burning city. Once he reached his destination, he was betrothed to Lavinia, the daughter of King Latinus. Along the way, he stopped in Carthage long enough to break Dido's heart. Who was this legendary ancestor of Julius Caesar who led his people from Troy to the future site of Rome?
Aeneas.
Aeneas is correct. Good for 10. Called by the ancient Greeks electron, this substance became electrically charged and attracted straw when rubbed with cloth. The largest supply of it can be found in the Baltic Sea area. Name this hard yellow-brown substance formed from tree resins which may contain trapped insects.
Amber.
Amber is correct. Good for 10 points. Question number 7. Born in Wythe County, Virginia in 1793, he studied at Transylvania University until 1810 when he returned with his parents to Missouri. He is more famous, however, for his deeds in another state. In 1833, he was arrested by the Mexican government for fomenting a revolution in Texas. 3 years later, he was defeated by Sam Houston for the presidency of the Republic of Texas. Name this founder of Texas.
Austin. That makes sense. Capital.
Austin.
Austin is correct. Stephen F. Austin, good for 10 points. Question number 8. Its inhabitants include Molly, Muriel, and Benjamin. Old Major and Mr. Jones also lived at Manor Farm, as did Clover, Boxer, Squealer, Snowball, and Napoleon. Identify this allegory about totalitarianism penned by George Orwell.
Animal Farm.
Animal Farm is correct, good for 10.
After that first 3 games.
Question number 9. These can result from high blood pressure, congenital defects, coronary thrombosis, or arteriosclerosis. Causing pain and pressure to nearby tissues, they can be fatal if in the aorta. Name this medical term for the pathological enlargement of a blood vessel as recently experienced by REM drummer Bill Berry.
Aneurysm.
Yes, that is correct. Good for 10. The final question of this round. This concept of union between Austria and Germany was expressly forbidden by the Treaty of Versailles in 1919, but it garnered some support in both countries after the collapse of the Habsburg Empire. Adolf Hitler pursued the idea once in power, and in 1938, after the resignation of Austrian Chancellor Schuschnigg, the Germans were invited to occupy Austria. What was the German word that referred to this union of Austria and Germany that was formally proclaimed on March the 13th, 1938?
Anschluss.
Anschluss is correct, good for 10. And that ends our team round. Okay, welcome back. We are now ready for the final round called the bonus round. We do have one substitution for the underclassmen team. If you would please introduce yourself.
Jake Carter, 9th grade.
All right. We're all set. In the bonus round, there will be 10 toss-up questions that anyone can answer. They are worth 10 points each. There is a part of the question where if it is answered correctly early, the team can win an extra 5 points with the power bonus. And the team that wins the toss-up question will have a chance at a bonus question that only that team can try to answer. We begin with the very first toss-up question of the bonus round. In 1941, this island was captured by German forces from Allied troops who had retreated from the mainland. However, it was retaken by the Allies in 1944. It has the remains of the Minoan civilization and was successively underclassmen?
Crete.
Crete is correct. The underclassmen will have a chance at this bonus question. It became part of Yugoslavia after World War I, and the Germans ruled it as an Axis satellite in World War II. In 1946, Yugoslavia adopted a federal constitution, and it became one of the 6 constituent republics. Beginning in the 1970s, this Balkan nation agitated for greater autonomy. However, it did not receive its independence until 1991. Located on the east coast of the Adriatic Sea and bordered by Slovenia, Hungary, the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, and Bosnia, what is this independent Slavic republic whose capital city is Zagreb?
Croatia.
Croatia is correct, good for 10 points. We move on now to toss-up number 2. Pencil and paper ready. Jim spends $20 on flashlights that have an unknown regular unit price. Jim uses both a buy 2, get 1 free coupon and a buy 3, get 2 free coupon, but gets no other discounts and pays no taxes or surcharges on this purchase. Each of Jim's 8 flashlights is accounted for exactly once by the coupons. What is the regular unit price per flashlight? Seniors.
$4.
$4 is correct. Here is your bonus question, seniors. In Norse mythology, it is Doomsday, on which the gods of Asgard, led by Odin, would fight the forces of evil led by Loki. After the battle, the universe would be destroyed by fire and a new golden age would appear. What is this day of doom that Odin was to postpone as long as possible?
Judgment Day.
I'm sorry, the correct answer is Ragnarok.
I was going to say Black Friday.
Toss-up number 3. He was apprenticed to his brother James at age 13, working in his print shop. By age 15, he was delivering newspapers by day and writing articles for the New England Courant by night. He would later start the first American public library, organize the first fire department. Seniors.
Benjamin Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin is correct, good for 10 points. Here is your bonus question, seniors. It is the Islamic term for the pilgrimage to Mecca that should be undertaken by every Muslim at least once in a lifetime, unless he or she is prevented by financial or health difficulties. What is this term?
Could you repeat the question?
It is the Islamic term for the pilgrimage to Mecca that should be undertaken by every Muslim at least once in a lifetime, unless he or she is prevented by financial or health difficulties. What is this term?
The Hajj.
Hajj is correct, good for 10 points. We go to toss-up number 4. It consists of an unusually stable hexagonal ring of 6 carbon atoms, each of which is bonded to a hydrogen atom. Obtained from coal tar and petroleum, this hydrocarbon and its derivatives are used in making dyes, drugs, and plastics. What is this colorless, flammable, toxic liquid with a strong odor that is the parent substance of the aromatic compounds? Underclassmen.
Sulfur.
I'm sorry, that is not correct. Seniors?
Nitric acid.
I'm sorry, it's benzene. Benzene. We now go to toss-up number 5. He was born Leslie King Jr. in Omaha, Nebraska. Before he was 2 years old, he was adopted and renamed by his mother's second husband. He grew up in Grand Rapids, Michigan, graduated from the University of Michigan, where he was a star football player. He then worked his way through Yale University Law School as a coach and returned home to practice law in 1941. After serving 4 years in the Navy during World War II, he ran for Congress in 1948 and won, remaining in the House of Representatives for 25 years. Such was the early history of our 38th president. Who was our only president to be nominated and chosen to be vice president and then to ascend to the presidency without being elected by the American people? Underclassmen.
Jimmy Carter.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Seniors?
Ford.
Yes, Gerald R. Ford is correct. Here is your bonus question, seniors. His benefactress, Nadezhda von Meck, who insisted they never meet, provided him with a substantial annual allowance and commissioned a number of pieces. A contemporary of the Five of St. Petersburg, he composed the Symphonie Pathétique and the operas Eugene Onegin and the Queen of Spades, both based on Pushkin works. Identify this composer of the ballet Sleeping Beauty and the 1812 Overture. It's your bonus question.
Yeah. Tchaikovsky.
Yes, Peter Tchaikovsky. We go to toss-up number 6. It was probably invented by the Sumerians and was in use in Mesopotamia as early as the middle of the 4th century millennium BC. It was then adopted and modified by the Assyrians, Babylonians, Elamites, Hittites, Persians, and many other peoples of different languages. What was this ancient writing system formed of combinations of underclassmen?
Cuneiform.
Cuneiform is correct. Here is your bonus question, underclassmen. A phobia is a neuroses characterized by exaggerated anxiety on confrontation with a specific object or situation. A few classic phobias are claustrophobia, fear of enclosed places, and arachnophobia, fear of spiders. Thanatophobia is a fear of what?
Thanos.
Answer, Captain? Time? The correct answer is fear of death. Toss-up number 7. It is raised fluid in the eye, leading in chronic cases to a progressive deterioration of vision. It arises from a variety of causes, often involving blocked to aqueous humor drainage. What is this eye disease that is relieved by drugs or surgically? Underclassmen?
Glaucoma.
Glaucoma is correct. Here is your bonus question, underclassmen. This Greek equivalent of the Roman Sylvanus is the namesake of the 18th confirmed satellite of Saturn. He loved the nymph Echo and the goddess Selene, and he often appears in the company of Dionysus. Often associated with sexual pleasure, name this god of shepherds and flocks, who is half man, half goat, whose name is Greek for all.
Hector?
No, I'm sorry, that is incorrect. The correct answer is Pan.
Oh my god.
Toss-up number 8. They were designed to assert Britain's traditional authority over its colonies, but resulted in widespread resistance. Among other things, they levied taxes on imports, which included lead, glass, paint, paper, and tea. Opposition in the colonies to this taxation without representation precipitated the Boston Massacre and the Boston Tea Party. What were these revenue acts named for a British politician who was the Chancellor of the Exchequer? Seniors.
Townsend.
Yes, that is correct. The Townshend Acts. Here's your bonus question, seniors. It emits a characteristic bright orange-red color in an electric discharge tube. Such tubes are used in lighting airfields because the red light is visible for long distances and penetrates fog and haze to a greater extent than ordinary light. In 1960, the International Commission on Weights and Measures adopted as the length of the standard meter 1,650,763.73 wavelengths of light emitted by the 86 isotope of this element. Identify this noble gas, number 36 on the periodic table, abbreviated Kr. Answer, Captain.
Chromium.
I'm sorry, the correct answer is krypton.
Krypton. Oh, yeah, that's the one.
Toss-up number 9. It is a New Testament term for Greek for the gifts of the Holy Spirit, imparted to apostles, prophets, and healers to promote God's kingdom. Now the term has come to mean those magnetic qualities in certain individuals, especially political leaders such as Napoleon, Lenin, or John F. Kennedy, that enable them to win mass support or enthusiastic response from their followers. What is this 8-letter term? Underclassmen.
Charisma.
Charisma is correct. Here is your bonus question, underclassmen. Because he dominated professional basketball with his height and skill in the 1960s, the NBA outlawed the slam dunk briefly because of him. He never fouled out of a game, and he holds the single-season mark for rebound average, once grabbing 52 in one game. He is better known, however, for scoring 100 points in a game in 1962 and averaging 50.2 points per game that season. Who is this basketball Hall of Fame legend who played for the 76ers, Warriors, and finally the Lakers?
Wilt Chamberlain?
Wilt Chamberlain is correct, good for 10. Here is the final toss-up of the match, toss-up number 10. Derived from vegetable protein, this white crystalline powder is used as a flavoring agent used to enhance meat flavor of many processed foods containing meat. It is commonly associated with the Chinese restaurant syndrome, an array of symptoms associated with eating a Chinese meal. Underclassmen.
MSG?
Yes, MSG or monosodium glutamate. Here is your bonus, underclassmen. Napoleon Bonaparte was born on the island of Corsica, became emperor on the Ile de la Cité, and was exiled to the island of Elba. On which island did he die?
St. Helena?
That is correct, good for 10 points. And that concludes our match. And the final score, the underclassmen prevailed today with a score of 230 to the seniors 140. Thank you all for your participation, and goodbye.